Good morning, everybody. I want to expose some of the lies what Harmon come out trying to mislead the people them with. First thing, he said the agents them at the recount station have noted an alarming number of discrepancies that had led them to conclude from the preliminary reports that the results from the official tally of votes are not credible. Now we know you are talking about not the preliminary thing, the discrepancies and the credibility and everything. You are saying about that all the time, so we're going to go through nothing with that. What we're going to talk about here in this opening statement you make is about this alarming number. This alarming number we're talking about is really an alarming number. And I'm sure Mr. Granger is surprised about this alarming number too. I don't know how y'all can come up with these kind of figures and these kind of statements and put them out in the public and expect people to believe them. But y'all got to be special, boy. So, declaration have made and on record, and the Guyana Election Commission is that the majority of votes cast in the March 2nd, 2020 election was cast in favor of the list of candidates of the APNU AFC. Big man, again, we are coming out and tell people. If the majority of vote the cast for y'all, what is the reason for y'all to go and get Mingo to try and put on other numbers on this, on the official number from this statement of poll and put it on a spreadsheet? Why y'all had Mingo to go and change the figures them add on for y'all if y'all know y'all get the most vote? So let me everybody vote for y'all, and y'all was still trying to thief votes. So y'all was thieving for myself. Right? Y'all was thieving votes for myself. Because the alarming number we're talking about, this I can get to the just now. And it's not even half of the bags them yet. So when by the time the recount done, nobody vote for PPP. All the vote was thief. Was thieving vote. So you mean only y'all get vote, and y'all was thieving them same vote and give me a put them on a spreadsheet. There's how much y'all like fucking thieving. There's how much y'all like thieving that y'all thieving by yourself and all. This thing ain't gonna go nowhere, Hammond. No way. Okay, them ain't gonna go nowhere. You can't fool people with them stupidness there. Then you move on to questions of the credibility of the process rose. Talking about Mingo process. They had questions raised about the credibility of that. Because Mingo tried to thief the election and all the observers and everybody saying no, they can't work because Mingo trying to thief. So it was agreed for a recount. No. Clara Singh is the one who come and say she gonna do a recount. Okay? Clara Singh is who says she gonna do the recount. If it come down to that. Alright? We can get back to the just now. Yes, it was agreed for a recount of the valid votes in the 10 region. Saying the APNU AFC made it collusive that any recount that reveals significant irregularities committed by the PPP wow, they left me speechless. You know, joke. Significant irregularities committed by the PPP. Now, with these votes, right? We are saying I get irregularities from and this thing from and that thing from and that kind of thing. People who did vote and the whole set of fucking garbage they are putting out there, right? How are you so sure that is the PPP was doing them? Now you see, there's the thing. You are trying to put the people of the country against one another. We are not come out and say PPP do this and PPP do that and PPP do that, when I hear that y'all had 19 votes in one of y'all stronghold, with 19 of y'all supporters out the country before election. 19 of them was out the country before election who vote for y'all. And now y'all saying that it's PPP is who doing these things. These things ain't going no way. How y'all could be trying to tell a lie on PPP? I'm still involving yourself in the same fucking lie. Because you're saying that it's PPP police get people to vote and the people who outside the country to vote, but 19 of y'all person votes. So people was PPP was helping y'all to get vote too. Beautiful, boy. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Wow. That day is probably the best thing I hear in a long fucking while. PPP was even to help y'all too. Okay, big man. Okay, okay, okay. Moving on. This after significant irregularities committed by the PPP amounted to electoral fraud, and that the results would put into serious doubt the fictitious statement presented by the PPP and share with the international community. Bye. So now PPP. Let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. PPP did not only buy the presiding officer, the returning officer, the Eagle Eye agents, them, the GCOM staff. PPP also was buying the international observers, them. So the Carter Center take the money, the European ambassador and the Canadian ambassador and all them take the money and side for the PPP. Beautiful, beautiful. I don't expect how. Well, I should say I don't expect any better from you. None at all. Because so far, you is probably the biggest thief the APA and UAFC have. So these things is out of desperation because y'all don't see what the recount proven. And what gonna happen at the end of the recount. That PPP gonna win the election. Y'all know that before. So you at the moment desperate, so you have to come out with some ignorant, useless lies. This thing I'm gonna notice. The more desperate people is the more fuck they think. They cannot think straight. You hear? Desperation cannot make you think straight. Nobody who told me they're desperate, they're gonna be thinking positively. They're gonna always thinking negative because they're trying to prove that they are not desperate. This is desperation. The international community was taking side. By use the fucking best I see so far. Then he said they discovered at this recount numerous instances of missing poll book and poll book irregularities. Hammond, I said this a lot of times already, and I'm gonna say it again. Yolanda Ward come out and say there are no missing poll books. The first day for the recount, they had some missing. Between the second and the third day, they received them. Right? And next thing I hear, I think was Abby Norton was saying that they was trying to hide the poll books them. Something so. I can't remember saying I said nothing about it. Then he said, move on to illegal voting. That is the person who was overseas have voted on ED and person who died had voted on ED. So I also notice anomalies during this recount process. In documents they circulated. In documents they circulated yesterday. There was a Monday. A lion? That was the 23rd of May, 2020. Saying the documents they circulated had showing the irregularities and vote lacking credibility. They have discovered that after reviewing over 699 boxes, that the qualitative irregularities that they found have mounted to over, and this was the alarming number you was talking about, 86,300 plus votes. These are the dead people and the people who was out of the country. Listen to this, right? This was the dead people and the people who was out of the country who they said voted. And this is not even half of the box. There's only 699 out of the 1,080 something he said count already. 699 of them, showing that 86,300 votes. PPP, thief. Now, based on what he said earlier, that PPP buy out everybody, this is going to be possible. Right? Now, the next thing is by the end of this recount, I mean, nobody vote for PPP. Nobody. Everybody who PPP claim vote for them, they have to be thief in them. If this is not half of the box, and over 86,000 by the end of the recount, that mean nobody vote for PPP. All the vote was thief. That's why I was saying earlier. Right? That they said that they get the most vote in the election. And still they was trying to thief, put Mingo to thief. So they was thieving for themselves. Because this proving that PPP didn't get no vote. Come on, Harmon. Come on, Harmon. You say missing poll books, affidavit of identity, not signed, etc. And it points to the systematical undermining on the GCOM process and fraud on the Guyanese population. Again, then he move on to talking about I'll get to the just now. I don't want to get mixed up with the statements one by one. My Guyanese brothers and sisters, we are looking at a process that is fought with unresolved issues for years. They knew the PPP was stealing the votes. PPP was stealing the people of the country democratic rights to elect a government who will govern for all and not just a few. Now the evidence is emerging as clear as day. Okay. Looking at the process. Yes, back to my Guyanese brothers and sisters. Big man, you don't got no Guyanese brothers and sisters. When I was in power, you had nothing but no Guyanese brothers and sisters. Right? And there is no unresolved issues, no fucking way. This we y'all have. Y'all have unresolved issues within yourself that y'all need to sit down and resolve them before y'all come out here and try to tell the people them lie. Okay? And for years, you know, big man, this is not Bornum. You hear? This is not Bornum. This is not in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. This is 2020. Okay? When you're talking about for years, you know, PPP thieving the votes. Thieving what votes, boss? If PPP was thieving the votes for years, how y'all win the election in 2015? Yeah? Answer that. Or y'all was thieving more than the PPP in 2015. Make y'all win it. You got to be that. Because I can't say I was thieving for years and years and years. I have to be an experienced thief. And if I say experienced thief, they mean I have ways how to get away when I thief. So if PPP was thieving for years, I don't know how y'all win the 2015 election. So don't bring that to nobody. There was thieving the democratic rights. This is not Bornum time, boss. Bornum is who was thieving the democratic rights of the people of the country. There's a PNC thing. There's a seed planted by Bornum. And y'all now trying to pick the green fruit off of the fucking tree. Y'all let him wait until they get ripe. You dirty stinking thief himself. Here's a seed plan by Bonham. You hear? This thief in vote and rigging thing. He said the investigation have revealed that as at the 22nd day of May in 2020, electoral theft and steal is unrevealing, and 86,300 plus votes cannot be explained of counted for. This directly goes to the credibility of these elections. These unaccounted votes are evidence of a fraudulent attempt to steal the election. Surpass the will of the majority of the Guyanese people who voted for the AP and UFC. Now, when you're saying that evidence and of a fraudulent attempt to steal, this is what Mingo was doing. That is what Mingo was. So y'all exposing yourself again. These things here make no sense, Harmon. And I really don't. I ain't really got much time, so I really don't want to get into full details about this stupidness what this man comes saying. So I just letting y'all know. Theft and stealth on revealing of 86,000 plus 300 cannot be explained. Who can explain them? Is y'all bringing them up? Is y'all lying about these things? But all of these things, who should explain fucking them? The only person can explain what this is y'all. Nobody else can explain this thing. And I'm telling you, if GCOM is to sit down there and tell me that they can look at these things here, all these things where y'all keep putting out there, and tell me they can make a decision based on these fuck, then GCOM people should put y'all in the fucking with a stone and kill you. If GCOM is to look at all these things these people bringing out, now you're saying 86,000, y'all not fighting for call numbers. Come on, how you expect intelligent people to believe that the next party could achieve 86 plus thousand votes? How? And you expecting GCOM to review these things? To review these things? You expecting GCOM to review this thing? GCOM is even supposed to look at this thing is to wipe your fucking ass when you done shit. This thing is to wipe your ass when you done shit. And they anticipate as the days goes by, they will find more of these anomalies. And they continue to highlight them. Of course, you can find more. Big man, you find 86,000 something. By the time it's done, it can be probably 300,000 plus. We know you can find more. Now, what I was saying earlier about the dead people and the migrants then voting and come to 86 plus thousand vote. Here including the people who Konoke was talking about, Aubrey Norton, who just have voted without certificate of employment, and who vote with and they cannot find. The element they ain't here yet. This is just who migrate and who dead. You understand? He ain't mentioned nothing about that yet. So they're putting up to like 100,000 by now. When all them come in. Now, I would like to ask Harmon a question. And the whole cabal. I would like to ask a question. How? I want an explanation as to how you can tell me one party in one election can get so much a fucking different thing to do to TV. Mother's cunt. From dead people vote, migrants vote, to poll books can't find, the staffs at the a GCOM and the APNU AFC and the presiding officer and the all of them, now the international community, then the certificate of employment, people who were sharing out ID, people who vote with the wrong ID. One more. I can't bring them out ahead, but with all of these things, it probably we got about 50 different things right now. We are saying the PPP do the election. How the fuck one party can get all of the work and nobody at all? See, nothing at all. Until now, until you recount. And only y'all seen them. All these things one party do. And nobody see them. Nobody had a hint about that. Well, based on Aubrey Norton, somebody tell you that PPP was paying them to vote. So other than that, and Amna Ali saying that they had some information before, but nothing out of all of these different things one party trying to do to thief an election. They mean nobody in the country. And y'all was talking about PPP stronghold and PPP this. PPP could have had a fucking stronghold. Based on what you saying about this 86 plus thousand people, PPP couldn't have had no stronghold, boss. Because all the voters said PPP thief. So they had no stronghold. Nobody voted for PPP. You understand? Nobody voted for the PPP. All the voters thief. So they had no stronghold. So I know what the fuck I could come and tell people. Trying to mislead people and lie to people. Now, I must say, based on Harmon, I must say, congratulations to the PPP and to Mr. Timothy Jonas. Because Timothy now joined the PPP gang. Now, I must say congratulations to the PPP because Timothy is an intelligent man. Not like this fucking jackass. And I must say congratulations and welcome to the team, to Mr. Jonas. Hey, I'd like somebody come out and say what is the truth and explain what the truth is really is. What the truth really is a part of the PPP. Remember I said in the previous video, right? Exactly what I say is exactly what happening. And so far, everything that I predict that is going to happen, or everything I come up with that is going to happen, piece by piece, you see the exposing that it's going to happen. Piece by piece. Now, Timothy Jonas is a new one because he come out and said something that is true. Fear. He's a part of the PPP too. So congratulations, Mr. Timothy Jonas. Now he's saying that when they're talking about the death certificate, when they produce the death certificate, that Anil Nandalal, Timothy Jonas, and Jack Dio, the three of them come out saying different things. Big man, it's three different person commenting on something. What do you think? These people here went to sit down and write up a comment and they print it and each one of them get a copy and come out and read the same thing? No, it's three different individuals explaining how you are lying. This is why they could have come out and said the same thing. Three saying different things. But what you need to let the people know, when they finish saying the three then finish saying what they're saying. Obviously, it's three different things they would come out and say about the thieving. What the end results are the three statements that they make is about you are lying about the death certificate. Right? And y'all fabricate them. These were all three statements that they make. Resulting. Right? It's about y'all backdating these things. And trying to produce them. You understand? So I don't know, we come trying to tell people about Timothy Jonas is now a part of the PPP. Y'all should be trying to get some of these intelligent people on y'all fucking side. And then don't let PPP take all. Y'all should be trying to get some of these people on your side because y'all ain't got no intelligent people there. When I say intelligent, common sense. I know y'all got y'all education, y'all book education and everything, but common sense is what y'all don't have. Right? Y'all don't have no common sense. Y'all thinking power low. Y'all reasoning skills low. So y'all can't come up with nothing. No proper reasoning for bringing it to people. You understand? And he said, yes, it is true that we call for a recount. No. Y'all did not call for no fucking recount. Let me put this straight to you, right? When you come here and try to claim fame that we call for a recount. No. The first person to talk about the recount is Gladys Singh. Then Granger individually, not on behalf of the APNU AFC. He is the leader, but he didn't call for a recount. He didn't agree for a recount on behalf of y'all. You understand? He agreed for a recount because the confusion we are always trying to cause with Mingo. Because if all y'all did agree, when you're saying we agreed for a recount, if y'all did agree, y'all would have never sent Miss Moore, which was her motion name, to black it. You understand? You can't agree for something and then want to black it in the end. So don't bring them bullshit to people. But yes, we agreed. No, none of y'all didn't agree. All y'all didn't agree. It's Granger is the one who said he gonna support the recount. Okay? Because you can't agree for do something and then try for destroy to the end. Don't bring them fuck to me. Right? Now the time for me is going, people. So sorry, but this will probably be the last thing I would debate on before I left. You're talking about the unresolved issues that cannot be explained. When they found ballot papers and the counterfile of those ballot papers carrying similar number. And he explained the ballot papers is in a book similar to a checkbook. Okay. In a checkbook, you have the check leaves and a stud. Yes, we understand that. I have checkbook, so I would understand. There is one piece of paper, and at the end got a piece with the same information that on the check, on the leaf itself, on the same paper with the check number and basics. And you got a little fine hole in the paper, like when you tear it off, it come off, and the stud left. So you would transfer. If you're writing a check and you put $200 on the check and you tear out the paper, you transfer the $200 onto the stud, just to keep a record of how much money you were spending and when you spend it, on the date and everything. So basically, this is what you're talking about with the checkbook thing. Yes, the ballot paper is the same thing, it's a book. Let me give you a reference of what it really is. It's like this. Right? Now, this page can tear off on the top here. You understand? And you can leave. I got a duplicate list, so you can leave the information on the duplicate page. They ain't got no stud like what he's talking about, but it's similar. So the information will transfer. Okay. So the studs, same as the checkbook, similar the ballot papers, and the counterfile bear the same number. Now we're talking about you writing a check and giving this person, and write the next one and give the person, write the next one and give the person. And when you're done, the three studs will left got the same numbers. How that could be possible? So if this check number was 1065, the one where you give this one and that one and that one, when you finish, all three studs got 1065. And this is the official number that was printed from the company who made the checkbook. That wasn't written by no hand. How that could be possible? Harmon, how that could be possible? Y'all don't bring these fucked up people, boss. Right? Because he's saying the ballot paper and the counterfile bear the same number. Big man, if I tear off from a brand new checkbook, the first page, this page 1, of course, the check leaf and the counterfile have to be the same number. I can't tear off check 1 and the number for check 1, It's the same thing on check 5. That can happen. Of course, it have to be the same number. This next thing here. This next thing here, let me find it, please. Number was several counterfile. How is that possible? Yes, the same question I want to know. How that was possible? And he wanted to know. This is why I want to know. And I want Harmon to tell me. I want anybody to tell me. He wanted to know if bogus ballots were printed. How the fuck? Hey, I tell you, he wanted to know if bogus ballots was printed and how widely they were circulated. Big man, how? Who would have printed? How would have printed? And when? Where? They would have get it print. Bye. Okay, I can continue in the next video. All right, I have to go now. Sorry about that, and everybody, please stay safe. Please stay away from Rona. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.